If I was a traveler, I wouldn't use them. If you are a host just starting, stay away. Hi, my name is Adriana Christian, and we are talking today about
why you should stop using VRBO.
I have been a host for over 5 years now. I use both Airbnb and VRBO, and I am so close to dropping VRBO. I am fed up with them beyond belief, and I'm gonna get into some details about this terrible issue and journey that I'm going through. A bit of context, we have 2 properties in San Antonio, formerly had one in Lubbock, Texas. I'm only gonna be discussing one of the properties in San Antonio. The other property in San Antonio was completely unaffected, so we're gonna disregard it for the sake of this conversation. This all started on March 18th, 2026, when we had a traveler who booked one of our properties in San Antonio. She booked the property and she canceled it within 6 minutes. I had no problem with this. We'd go ahead and refund her, get it off the books, not a problem at all. Now, what's interesting about this is VRBO sent me a cancellation request. I don't know why it was sending me a cancellation request. This happened within 6 minutes. On their end, this was outside of our booking window, so there was no penalty or no fees for canceling. When it prompts me to cancel, it leads me to a button that says that I need to confirm to cancel, which I'm fine with. So I click the button and it gives me this error message saying that I need to try again in 3 to 4 hours. So to come back in 3 to 4 hours is simply annoying, but it's not the end of the world. I just notify the guest and I let her know, hey, it's giving me this error message. I'm not sure why VRBO can't do this themselves and why I have to approve the cancellation. Again, it has nothing to do with my cancellation window. This was going to be a booking for over a month in advance, so it had no reason why it should have prompted me to do this, but yet it was telling me that I needed to confirm the request. The next day on March 19th, I get an email from VRBO saying that I need to go ahead and cancel this reservation and click the button. I let them know I have tried again and it's still giving me that same error message that I need to try back in 3 to 4 hours. I let VRBO know that this is their platform and they should be able to cancel it, and I don't know why I have to click this button to confirm it. I let them know that I'm good with the cancellation and that it should just be canceled on their end. I notify the traveler as well, and I tell her to contact VRBO support and maybe they can help her better. On March 20th, 2026, which is 2 days after the initial booking, I get a notification on the VRBO app that I have canceled the booking. Now, we all know that when this came in, the traveler canceled the booking. I did not cancel the booking. And this does make a big difference because as a host, if you cancel a booking, it will ding your account and you can be at risk of suspension. Now, I check my emails and I have an email from a VRBO agent saying that it's just been canceled in general. It doesn't really state who canceled it. It just states that the reservation was canceled. What's interesting about this is that a VRBO agent must have gone in and canceled this reservation because I was never successful on clicking that little button. On March 23rd, I then get an email from VRBO agent Priya, who states that the guest canceled the reservation. In the same email, she states that I canceled the reservation and that a refund was given. At this point, it's really frustrating and kind of annoying, but it seems like the issue's been resolved. Either way, the guest canceled. Either way, the guest is not staying at my property. Either way, we should be done, right? Wrong. On March 31st, I'm notified that I have been placed on suspension and that one of my listings is no longer available while we go through the suspension. I'm super confused getting this email and I can't figure out why I've been suspended. So I do contact VRBO and the agent states on the phone that they also have no idea why I've been suspended, and they tell me that they think that it's just a glitch in the system and that everything is fine and my listing should become active. A couple days go by and on April 2nd, I contact VRBO again because my listing is still not active. And I'm like, hey, why is my listing suspended? I really want to know why. I haven't been given a reason. What is going on? And the VRBO agent states that my listing has been suspended because I canceled a reservation. I tell the VRBO support agent that I never canceled the reservation and that the guest canceled the reservation. The VRBO agent states to me on the phone that he does see that the previous agent who canceled it listed it that I canceled the reservation, and that is where this all came from. So the previous agent who originally canceled the booking, instead of notifying it as a guest cancellation, they listed it as a host cancellation. I ask this current VRBO support agent that I was talking to please fix this problem and reactivate my listing. I was talking on the phone to VRBO agent Jamar, and Jamar tells me that he has fixed this and that it will be reactivated and we are good to go. 2 days after that call on April 4th, I then get an instant booking for a property in Lubbock, Texas that I have not had active in over 2 years. This property was sold. It is not in San Antonio. It has nothing to do with the San Antonio problem, but yet it's been activated and I have an instant booking for it. I contact via email and I say, please deactivate that listing. You reactivated the wrong one and that home has been sold. Then a third booking comes in and I now have to contact 3 people letting them know that VRBO has made a mistake and this property is not available. At this point, I call VRBO support again and I ask for help stating, hey, you guys reactivated the wrong listing. You need to reactivate the correct listing in San Antonio and deactivate the listing that was in Lubbock, Texas. The agent understands and he says, I totally see what happened. I understand what you're saying. I am going to deactivate the listing in Lubbock and I will reactivate the one in San Antonio. He tells me on the phone that he's going to cancel all of the ones in Lubbock for me, and he's also going to submit waivers because he tells me when I cancel the reservations for the ones in Lubbock, I am now responsible for a cancellation fee. If you're following along with me right now, this is insane. This is insanity. So he tells me, I'm going to submit a waiver for you so that you don't have to pay those penalties and that it'll be approved. We'll deactivate that listing, we'll cancel those bookings, and I'll submit waivers for you. They said on the cancellation emails that I got that I owed $90.50 for canceling one of them, and the other one I owed $64. So if you are following along, that means that I have over $150 in penalties on a home that I never reactivated myself, and I also have 2 cancellation dings against me now for canceling those bookings that I never started in the first place. The next day, on April 6th, I get an email from VRBO agent Dia Camille saying that my waivers are not approved. They didn't approve my waivers, which were also submitted by a different VRBO agent. So you have a VRBO agent who submitted waivers to another VRBO agent who then did not accept the waivers. Riddle me that. I let her know that I did not activate the listing to begin with, and we sold it years ago. On April 7th, I get an email from Jamar saying the original property in San Antonio, where all of this began with, doesn't even exist. I am so frustrated. I mean, what do you say to somebody who says, hey, your property doesn't exist? The San Antonio property where all of this has happened was actually the first property that I ever owned and operated. I can guarantee you that the property exists. On April 9th, 2 days later, multiple emails come through again from VRBO saying that they're going to close the case. I tell them, please do not close the case. Jamar responds to my email saying, oh, I did find your San Antonio listing and it's actually back up and it's active. Yay! If you're following along, I first got the notification email on March 31st that they pulled my property. It is now April 9th that they're saying they have found the property and that it's now relisted. I tell VRBO agent Jamar and say, hey, thank you so much for getting the San Antonio property back up. Can you please make sure I don't have any penalties on my account? Jamar emails back and he states, I've checked your account and I don't see any penalties. I don't see anything wrong with it. You look like you're good to go. Case closed. That brings us back to today, which is April 15th, when I received 2 emails saying that I have penalties on the Lubbock property in the amounts of $90.50 and $64 because I've canceled 2 reservations. So basically that wasn't fixed and I'm still being penalized for a listing that I never activated in the first place. Awesome. So here we are to this day with currently no resolution as to what is going on other than the fact that they're saying that they're going to pull money from my account because they activated the wrong listing. Now I will tell you, I host with both Airbnb and VRBO. They both have problems, but Airbnb is more user-friendly for hosts. It's more user-friendly for guests. It's easier to get a hold of a support agent. Yes, Airbnb has their problems. Yes, there are things that go wrong with Airbnb, but with VRBO, it feels like you're just given to a random person who reads off of a random script and you're not gonna get any help. As a traveler, I would never book a VRBO property. As a host, I'm real close to pulling these down. The only reason I have not pulled my properties off is that we still get about 1 booking a month from VRBO on our properties. It's not a lot, but it is a little bit, and it does help. So at this time, that's the end of my email. I am begging somebody from VRBO to get a hold of me. I'm curious for hosts and I'm curious for travelers. Have you ever had a VRBO experience that went bad? Leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear your stories or if anybody has dealt similar situations to this, because it is so freaking frustrating. I've been an Airbnb superhost for so many years. I have a 0% cancellation, and on VRBO, apparently I'm the worst host in the world. I don't know. I hope you've been having better experience than I have, but if you haven't, I guess I understand. Goodbye.